Okay, my name is William Eggington, or Bill Eggington. I'm originally from Australia, Brisbane, Australia, and I joined the church in Australia when I was 14 years old. When I was 18, I decided to go to BYU Hawaii, and I was at a devotional at Church College of Hawaii, walking down the steps after the devotional, and I just felt this incredible message to me: go on a mission, right? So I went off and saw my bishop and about going on a mission, and he said, yeah, of course, you need to go on a mission. So I put in my papers, and to my surprise, I got called to Korea, and then went to Korea, arrived there May 1970. And it has always been probably the most important decision I've made in my life. I'm not saying that I loved Korea. When I first got there, it was difficult. The language was very, very difficult. And in 1970, Korea was a difficult place to live. And but I had a very special experience that has connected me to Korea my whole life. Why am I getting emotional? I'm sorry. Well, the whole time I was there, it was just one mission, just the South Korea mission or something based in Seoul. But my first area that I went to was in Incheon. And I had this one experience where I was teaching a brother and a sister living there with their grandmother. And so we would teach them, and the grandmother would sit over there on the floor, right? And she would not say anything, and she would just sit there. So one night we were talking about going to the celestial kingdom, right? And that was a very important thing to do, and that we wanted to be with Heavenly Father. And suddenly this halamanin, right, just started speaking, and she looked at me and she said, I will go there, will you be there, right? And I looked into her eyes and it was the first time, I think, that I'd really connected, with somebody. And I said, yeah, I'll be there. Let's go together, right? And 같이 가요, 그렇죠? And she smiled, and we ended up baptizing. That connection with her was very important to me. And for the rest of my mission, and actually for the rest of my life, I've thought I have to be good because I made a promise to her. And so that connected me not just to her, but to the Korean people. In 1970, compared to today, Korea was a very poor country, and there was so much poverty, and so many people struggling with health problems. So many people, I think Korea in 1970 was still, the generations of people were still connected with the Korean War. And so quite often we would talk to people and they would tell us the story about the war. So there was sadness there. There was a lot of sadness. And then 5 years ago, I was a visiting professor at Gyeonggi Taehak in Suwon. And I was there for 2 semesters. And that was a wonderful experience. The professor experience was very different than the missionary experience. Of course, Korea now is so much wealthier, and the pace of life is very quick, right? Everyone's bali, right? So things are very different in that way. but I find the Korean people are still, their heart is still the same as it was when I was there as a missionary. 하나님, 친구, 가족, 간죽,